I think the weirdest DM I've gotten is someone telling me I must have a mental illness because I was posting while ignoring their message. No, yeah, I think if there's one thing any male viewer is taking away, if she didn't answer your DM, she won't. Girls act hard, but like I was saying, there has been a time that I was ignoring a guy's DMs and then met him in person and really liked him.
I tell you now, just take your L and keep it stepping.
Yes.
Because can I tell you something? Your life is gonna be the same way it was before you DM me if I ignore you. So keep it stepping. I know that when we got that message from Instagram saying this message is no longer available, we know exactly who it was because we knew available. Yeah.
Would you guys date a married man? I really would.
Date a married man.
I think demanding a guy to only see you is just...
It's cruel.
I think it's cruel, exactly. But
you're getting yourself into... I think there are conversations that need to be held. Like, some men really want to be in a monogamous relationship.
I respect the man that can easily come out and say straight up, like, I'm not okay with just monogamy. Like,
do you think there's some expectation on women to have children, or like some disregard if they don't? Like, okay, you're not that useful.
I think that's a very big thing that needs to be stated before an official relationship starts. You need to know, like I said, I wasted 5 years with someone, 4 years with someone, and when I was
this, we're sorry.
We are not sorry. We're not sorry. So, yeah, like, we were ready. It's like, I'm 21, 22, I've been with someone for really long. I want to know, are we going to get serious or are things getting cut short here? And, he was kind of like, he didn't want to say no, but his actions were not a yes. Like, his actions and his words, guy, just a flop, waste, just... it's important because, some people do want to be a housewife. Some girls really do want to, like, live under a man and make him happy and make his whole world around them, I couldn't do that.
Making a house a home doesn't necessarily also just mean that, you need to create this, like, family, kids,
but for
all
some
those
people,
things, you could also, like, women have a touch that men don't.
Women have a touch, but some men have a very feminine touch. They're not gay, but they have that feminine touch. Like, they have that touch to make it a home, it's a characteristic of someone. It's not a female or male, you cannot say every Virgo thing is true, every Virgo statistic is right, Men have it. Like, some men could really make this a home and you could really fall in love with the vibe, Some women could be the providers, the ones that have, it is just the thing.
Dominant.
Are we allowed to bring the crew in? Ask you guys a couple questions?
I think we should.
I'll put them on the spot.
We should put them on the spot since they're the ones that wrote these things.
Now, do you guys think a woman belongs in a kitchen? I really want to know.
Just
because
yes or no,
triggered me beyond.
Yes or no?
No, but
Very
you guys
rigorous.
are, so just to elaborate a bit further, those questions are topics and not the thoughts on the members.
Okay.
It's more like getting the conversation to come on.
Okay, but we're asking you a question. This is part of our conversation.
This is for from the male society,
perspective.
or just...
It's just a general topic.
Okay, we won't put you guys on the spot.
A couple of emails that we got, a couple of emails.
Okay.
So, a couple of emails.
Emails or females?
Emails.
Okay, I think we should choose another one.
All right. Don't waste my time. The rise of women is not about the fall of men. This is very true.
This is true.
This one, guys, we all want to succeed. I don't care if you're male or female, if you have that drive in you, if you want to make it, you're gonna make it. It's not about he's a man, I'm a woman. Some people are assholes and still think about it, let's be honest. Some people do still live in that 1950s world. But no.
I think the rise of women is just, showing us that no one belongs within a box. Mm-hmm. You could do whatever it is that you want to do without any discrimination. And I think that's what we're striving for.
Exactly.
Because, you think of doing something as a woman now and you'll kind of just forget about it because you're like, no, people aren't going to take me seriously. Whereas for a male, you'd think about it and you'd go do it. And you'd have so many people backing you, you know? And in certain situations, sometimes a male would even be looked at as in, you know, what are you doing? Type of thing. I think it's just taking that box away. Personally.
I mean, I think it does involve some sacrifice. Because, take for example, a woman being in power means some man had to give up that power, or like allowing someone into spaces, allowing women into spaces means they have to, like, let's say, sacrifice their dominant superiority complex. So I do think in some sense it requires sacrifice and inclusion, but I don't think it necessarily means that must mean the fall of men. Like, men will still be great. They will still be doing their things and living their lives, but it does require sacrifice to allow women into that space also.
You see, I don't know if I'd use the word sacrifice.
That's what's ticking me off too.
But I would say that it's more so just looking at it as in anyone can fit that role. It's fair competition
now.
Because when we say sacrifice, it's really saying that, you know, a man has to be like, okay, fine, you know, I'm going to give this up for her to, you know, step up or whatever. That's what I think of when you say sacrifice.
But that's exactly why I say that word, is because I do think that is the internal process that men face. Or I would imagine it that way. Well, that there is some sense of compromise, sacrifice, because they do dominate positions of power. But for women to be able to rise, it doesn't mean that they need to fall, but they will need to be willing to share. Like, they do have to let go a little.
Yeah. But I think, like you're saying, for roles, like when it's dominated by a man, like for women to come into that role, it shouldn't be, they shouldn't have to loosen their pants, like they say, for a corporate world. It should be like clear opportunity.
Yeah.
The same way he came in, that we should come in as well for
exactly
corporate spaces.
You know, it doesn't mean that like every person, like let's just take Old Mutual, right? It doesn't mean that if Old Mutual right now has a male CEO, they're gonna fire him and then give a girl and a guy the application and they're gonna both see it. It's if he, please don't die, but if he passes on, you know, the position is open. If he retires, the position is open. Then it allows women and men to compete fairly. But some corporate giants don't see it like that, you know? They did an application where they removed the gender and the name of the people. They just left the surname, so you can see the surname that they go to. But you don't know their name and you don't know their gender, you don't know their ethnic group. So it's a fair application. Do you think these things should still stay on? Like, especially for like gender, racial, like all these discriminations that go on in today's world. Do you think they should remove like what's your race, what's your eye color, whatever these small little, let's call them characteristics that have people weighing in on points for you, you know?
I wouldn't say take it away, because that's taking someone's identity away in a sense. Because, you know, if you're being a black person, if you've accomplished something, you really want to stick by that, saying like, I'm a black woman and I've accomplished X, Y, and Z. You know, and if there's like a box and you're taking that away, it's something that we weren't raised to embrace. And now that we're finally embracing it and you're taking it away, it's kind of like you're left with that empty spot, you know?
But not everyone is pro for it, you know? Would you want...
I think what you're trying to say is that if there was a selection process, it might bias someone, and maybe...
This is the word.
So specifically relating to selection...
Like on a CV for...
So like more anonymous.
It would make it a more fair selection.
Because let's be honest, if we were to go to Wall Street, like just us, just being females, not being like 100% pure black, not being 100% pure Italian, like... We're going to get kicked out so quickly just because, first of all, now we're half mixed breed things that are like Italian, Namibian, you know, it's confusing. Then you add that you're female on top of it. So now it's like a European, African female coming into a corporate world, you know. Elon Musk was a South African man, went to Wall Street, did his things, you know. He was a white, like, you know, he did all the characteristics. It was a bit... You know, he fit a profile to do it, you know. For women, we cannot go into Wall Street and just expect to like apply for a CEO, even if we've been doing the economic world for 10 years, 15 years, you know. you know, we would have maybe have to had been bred in America, you know, in the corporate worlds there. It would, yeah.
What
And
you're
that's
saying is
the
a good
sad-
point, though. Like, I imagine it's way easier for a guy to get a job than a girl,
Yeah.
especially in, like, things we were
Foreign
saying,
countries.
parliamentary, like, serious or manly professions.
Masculine dominant.
So,
But you'd have to have a face-to-face interview at some point anyway. So it's like you take it away until a certain point. It's still going to be valid at the end of the day.
But
That's
you
like,
know, you have such a good like basket of people that are actually good for the job rather than a basket of people that you chose based on how they look, you know? I went to Switzerland and the first thing that they requested on my application were photos. Why do you need to know how I look? You need to know how my grades and brain look, you know?
my skills.
You
that's
know?
important.
They want a photo. So if I, you know?
That's exactly why I think like what you're saying, it is good. I would say remove that because now you are hiring me for my skills.
Yeah.
That's the most important. Besides I understand what your viewpoint is about being black and wanting to come on top and just showcasing that as well.
Recognition.
But just that for the role specifically, like I've been turned down because I wasn't black, because I'm colored in my country. Yeah. So I think that's important because it's your skills, because I could have built that company so well, and you didn't allow me to do that. So,
Yeah.
They're lost though.
All right. So should we choose another question?
Valentina?
okay.
We're doing all questions.
What's the time? Let me see.
This is the last round.
Yeah, I think we should do the last three. Yeah.
Okay, let's hope it's good.
You guys really don't want us to read these things the way we
Apparently
forward
not.
Apparently.
Like, can I see
Okay.
your hands?
Show us your head.
No, that's the
Our
number.
last topic, woman upliftment.
We like this one.
What would you describe as woman upliftment? What does that mean to you?
Female young politicians in parliament. That is quite uplifting to the youth. You know,
Okay,
that
so
is
role
uplifting
models?
to our, yeah, you know.
I would. You wanna go?
Oh, yeah, for me personally, it's uplifting and just complimenting other women. You're not going to lose anything. That's,
Empowering women.
yeah, empowering women.
I think for me, I would definitely say for women to know that they're enough. You don't have to change anything about yourself to please someone else or to get this job that you want or whatever the case may be. You are enough and you're going to be enough for a job.
Yeah.
Someone else will appreciate you for who you are and for the qualities that you have. And I guess that is what stands out to me when
I
I think
agree.
of woman uplift.
Recognition is very important.
Yeah.
And not just that, recognition is so important for your thriving self, you know? Once you get recognized, you feel like you're doing it. Once you get that like in you, you know, you want to do more, you want to go for it. You know, if you're doing so well and nobody's telling you you're doing well, you're going to ask
Yeah.
yourself because,
Doubt yourself.
you know, you have one view when you're in the situation, and when you perspect it from an outside, you get such a different perspective. Sorry, Mike.
Exactly.
You know?
If I were thinking, okay, I would like to uplift a woman, I would probably do something like build their confidence. Like you're saying, let them know they're enough. I feel like we're made to doubt ourselves a lot. For whatever reason that happens, I, as a young woman, used to doubt myself. Like, I always feel the need to prove myself. Like, I need to make it clear that I can do just what a guy does. I've definitely had that thought a lot of times.
Do you feel like, okay, I'm going to get a bit personal with Val's history, right? So Val was actually on the Namibian gymnastics top 6 teams. She was training for the Junior Olympics, you know, for 2016's games. Do you feel like one of the things like that you felt you kept having to prove yourself until you got to your breaking point of quitting, like the whole sport, was because you had so many people telling you you're good, you need to do this, you've got it, like you had to prove to them that you felt like...
You know, I think, and this is why I would say I would give someone courage and confidence if I were uplifting them, because I've told Ale this before, I think a lot of my personality and why I like to accomplish things is because someone always told me, you can do it. If you try, you'll be able to. And that gave me a lot of confidence. And that's why I feel like I can take over the world. Come do a podcast. Maybe that'll like cancel male supremacy. I mean, we'll see how we accomplish things. But I do think giving someone confidence is so important, and I would say that one big clash women and men have is that men do try to break down someone's confidence, probably because they feel more in control and more authoritative when someone else is questioning themselves. So yeah, woman upliftment, definitely confidence.
You see, I have a different experience. I didn't have someone in my corner that was necessarily, always uplifting me. That's why I think I would say also just allowing someone the space to do whatever it is that they need to do in that moment. Because, I mean, I was younger and I had to figure these things out, And for me, it was very important that people allowed me the space to really just say, okay, no, this is what I need, or this is what I think I need. Because everyone had their opinions. Everyone had something to say, no, Charmont, you should be doing this. But that's not what I wanted to do. I can do it. I mean, I'm multi-talented. I can. But I don't.
That's what
but
we like
that
to
doesn't
hear.
necessarily mean that that's what I want to do, And I think in saying that, I'll also add on and say that, as a woman, people put this kind of weight on you that you need to have it together all the time. You don't. Sometimes the most important times in your life are those moments when you didn't have it together, because that's what's making you the woman that you want to be, That's gonna allow you to say, okay, no, tomorrow I have this interview. Yesterday I did this and this and I wasn't proud of it. What you're gonna do in that interview tomorrow isn't gonna be the same, because you've learned from it. So, yeah.
Is there any, ideas of woman upliftment that you've seen before that you thought was really interesting?
This is literally what ran through my mind the whole talk. Listen, my father is the most woman uplifting man you will find. This is all that kept jumping to my head. Both my parents are. But especially to women, he lives in a house with 6 women, just him. Our grandfathers aren't very present, So both our grandmothers are on the family trips with a full family of 6. So he's normally the only man and 9 women, And he'll tell you, if I tell him, Dad, I really want to start this company, he has us come into every single one of our shareholder meetings, to our company cooperations. If he needs a lawyer, he knows she's still in law school, but he's going to sit down with her and be like, Valentina, this is the contract go through it, It's not that he wants her to be her lawyer right now, going to court. It's he wants to participate. He wants to uplift us. He wants to bring us forward, especially in a cruel world of corporate companies. I know so many of my dad's friends who have kids older than us, and they don't do half the uplifting that my dad gives us, For a man, he really needs recognition. Yo, to dad and to my mom. Both my dad love you.
I think this raises a good point, though. Just letting women participate in positions of power, or not necessarily positions of power, just allowing them to do things they wouldn't usually be afforded the opportunity to. This gets back to our women belong in the kitchen. Male children probably are encouraged to do certain things, maybe build a little steel car or do something. But girls have to clean, they have to cook, they have to make sure the baby's okay. I wouldn't know about life as a boy child, but I would imagine they're given freedom to learn and explore, and
a bit more than a female is.
Yeah, and what you have mentioned about your dad as well, I can relate as well. It starts with a male and him instilling that values in you. So that is where you find yourself looking for qualities of men as well. And if you have a good role model of like a male figure in your life.
I only have
And-
good role models as men. Okay.
Exactly. So it's
There are 2 or 3 of them we can go question, but the others, they're very, like, we have very, very good male role models in our lives.
and that shapes your idea of what you want.
And what the world gives you.
Yes, so you value yourself more, and because it's instilled from like at home. And
But I think for those that don't have this male role model, I think it's also don't necessarily go out looking for it, because you'll go out looking for it in the wrong places. I can tell you that right now.
And
I think really, because if your mom is a single mom, or you're in that environment, I would definitely say appreciate that female, because they're doing so much and more for you to be where you're at, and that's an amazing role model on its own.
Yeah.
because then you're the male and the female.
And the female,
You're doing it. You're
Powerhouse.
superwoman. And to the men that are raising their kids alone because unfortunately things have gone through. Like you guys, wow.
Yeah.
Power to all single parents,
parents.
male, females. If you're trying it, wow.
come on.
But unfortunately, we do have people who don't have their parents in their lives, and I don't. People use daddy issues as an excuse a lot. But you will have a figure that is there to roll, and guide you. If it's not a family worker, if it's a social worker, you have that that you have a figure,
Now that you bring this up, I was thinking about this earlier. Would you say that I kept thinking like young girls probably don't have anyone they can go to, chances are your mom isn't. I mean, some people have really great moms, you can tell them everything, but if you're in a situation where you feel like you can't tell anyone anything, you can't share with your teachers, you can't share with your aunt or uncle, I feel like girls are faced with that a lot, that they have a lot of conflictions, they need advice, but they can't really ask for it. So I would say something like having someone to go to or a relatable person would definitely uplift
I
women.
think a lot of this core fundaments brews from lack of trust and boundaries. If a mom doesn't care, she comes in, she's reading your diary, she doesn't have a to give about it, it creates all these things. You don't feel like you have someone to go talk to because they are just invading your space, So, a lot of things brew around it, I guess.
I would just add on and say, don't be afraid to reach out.
Don't.
Because, you'll be lying down trying to deal with it yourself. And if you reached out, you probably would have gotten so much further, learned so much more in the process as well. That's why I would say, with Women Upliftment, really just creating that platform for young girls to come to you. I mean,
That is true.
yeah.
I also, with all the females that want someone to reach out, just email the Cut Show. I'm sure they'll help you with questions. You can even do it anonymously. Email them. We'll find a way to answer your questions. If you don't want the guy's perspective, you'll have a female's perspective. They'll get it done for you, So just email them, maybe like an anonymous segment or just like a weird account, a fake Instagram. Just get it done. They'll
I really
help
like
you.
what you said though. It's so important to have people around you that you can learn from, which is why I'm saying platforms like this, I love them so much. I've met a really lovely lady today, and I have other lovely ladies I've met. It feels so nice to be able to have girls I can relate with. I can ask them advice, they'll give me 2 different advice or 10 usually. And then I'm kind of Charmont's making sense. Ali's making sense. Maybe I shouldn't text him for the 15th time.
That one she never listens to. She doesn't listen to that one.
And if I didn't have this support system, I would probably have made a lot of mistakes. So I really like what you said. Having a support system is really good. Don't be scared. Even if you feel like no one cares about your problem, reach out to someone, make friends. It's really important to have supportive
Sometimes
people.
reaching out to someone anonymous feels so much better. I mean, I've had so many people reach out to me asking me for help or advice, and I will always help you.
Yeah.
Don't be scared. Look at
I
that.
think we're all here, yeah.
We are here for you.
Do you want to get your question?
I think
You
that
wanna
was
take
the
a
last
question?
question.
What's that? Oh, do we need to do another one? Last one.
No, we're doing the last round. So
Last
you and
round.
Charmont, the last
Last
round around
Okay.
the table.
Alright.
Oh, sorry, Mike.
Okay.
Sorry, Mike.
So
Sorry.
Most
Black.
important, stay hydrated, girls. Stay as
Hydrated.
Queen Sawiti suggests.
Oh, okay, here we go. The roundabout.
Oh, I don't know how I feel about this laugh.
The weirdest DM you got.
Oh.
Listen, men
damn.
do the most.
The most.
Listen closely, it's embarrassing.
I don't get many DMs. I have to be very honest. But my favorite one was definitely send me your number so I can start planning our wedding. That was my favorite. I even had the screenshot. But you see, the problem is men will DM you these things and still go cheat.
Violation. That is.
Men will cheat no matter what you do.
No matter what you do.
There are a few good ones.
Let me hear this.
Wait, what was the question?
The weirdest DM
Weirdest
you got.
DM.
I have weird and I have just creepy.
Yeah, okay, go for creepy. Let's expose these creepy ones.
Creepy is probably this guy was consistently messaging me for about 5 months. Consistently, I'm talking like
I have-
every morning.
I have someone that did that for 6 years on WhatsApp until I changed my number. And I literally had...
Did you block it?
No, he just said, hey, once a week, once every 2 weeks. Just 6 years, hey. I had that thread for like...
Investment. That's called investment.
I changed numbers so he could stop, but...
Yeah, no, and man's decided to go all the way and start clocking where I'm at. Don't do that.
That's a bit weird.
Don't do that. That's
stalker.
creepy.
That's a stalker. That is a restraining
Like,
order.
so I've had that,
Stalker.
and I've just had the violation of images.
Yeah. I've unsolicited dick pics.
Oh, but those are nice. Like, they really help filter through a lot.
I kind of just laugh. I look at it. I'm just like, you just sent me a picture of your dick for no reason.
If she doesn't ask, she does not want it.
Okay, no, but if we're speaking like that, like not a first DM.
No, the
it's-
first one. Very
First
first.
one, very first. I'm talking
Well,
first.
this wasn't one of the first, but it was like within like the first 2-3 days I got to know the guy. Guy literally sent me a message telling me this was like 3 weeks before New Year's, and he told me if you behave before New Year's, I'll fly you out to Maldives. Like, I was tempted.
Did you
but
behave?
No, I didn't behave. What do you mean?
That's Malta.
I blocked the guy. What must I do? And then he sent me a dick pic the next morning. Both very convincing fights. That guy, I don't know how I ignored him, but very convincing argument.
The
Maldives.
weirdest DM, I don't think they're weird. I think they're all just equally lame because they DM for so
Yeah.
long. Like, hey, hi, hey.
It's the consistency.
I mean,
for
some
me.
of them try to be nice. They're like, you're the most beautiful goddess in the whole world. I lay my eyes upon you and I explode.
You know that? Hey.
Should do a song like that.
Hi.
Hey.
Yeah.
Yeah, no. Yeah, I see that. Like, I have a funny one though. It's like, oh, can I send you a WhatsApp message? I'm like, yes, if you have my number,
No,
you can
niggas
send it
are
to me.
weird.
But obviously, you don't have the number.
Someone once asked me for my number because I posted a thing, it was last month, and I literally posted it. It's like, can't believe it's the 3rd of July and I'm broke already. Someone said, send me a number so I can e-wallet you.
E-wallet.
I sent my number,
Yeah.
the guy e-walleted me. I was shocked. This has never happened in my life.
We were shook.
Then he came back onto the DMs on Instagram. He had my
Congratulations to
number,
this
you know?
one.
It's the follow-up for me, guys. Listen
It's
to
the follow-up.
The follow.
The guy then DM'd me, can I have permission to use your WhatsApp number to
Look at
contact
that.
you?
Oh wow.
Yes, boo.
Wow.
Like, wow. This man.
I think the weirdest DM I've gotten is someone telling me I must have a mental illness because I was posting while ignoring their message.
This one.
That took a while to process in my.
What are you trying to achieve with this? Like,
Too much.
beefing me because I ignored your message? Just delete my
Keep
block
it stepping.
me. Keep it stepping.
Guys, let me tell you now. just take your L and keep it stepping.
Yes.
This
Because
one's
can I
quite
tell you
funny,
something? Your life is gonna be the same way it was before you DM me if I ignore you. So keep it stepping.
And even if I reply, within 2 months it'll be the same before you
Yeah.
make me.
No, yeah, I think if there's one thing any male viewer is taking away, if she didn't answer your DM, she won't.
Okay, maybe
She
DM
saw
like
it.
DM
She
like
saw
3,
it.
4
She
times.
saw it.
Just to see if she's getting
Sorry guys, the crew just dropped in.
Okay,
Handle it.
We lost the whole
We
crew.
just lost the crew.
All of them fell.
57 times is definitely
No,
your
50
chances of success do not increase after 2.
But to be
No,
honest,
2 is like 5, you know, 5 is fair, but not directly, like 5 over like 6 months.
even if you just DM me once and you unsent that message, I saw it before you unsent.
Listen, if you unsend a message, you've lost
I
all
saw
points.
On the other hand, though,
The crew is big.
it has happened to me before that I was ignoring a guy's DMs.
They are feeling it. It's eating home, guys.
Yeah, it's because they've done all of this. They've done all of it.
These are the first ones taking our good advice.
Yeah.
So don't unsend it. It's fine. Don't unsend it. Just leave it there. Because we see it either way.
We see it.
We probably even
and we
screenshotted it.
Just know Charmont and Val knew about it. Even if you unbought.
I know that when we got that message from Instagram saying this message is no longer available, we know exactly who
it was because
no
we knew.
longer available.
Our phones are always with us. We're on a podcast and it's right here.
Literally.
I would like to say
We don't reply immediately, but we've seen it. Like, you know, we're busy shooting a podcast. Like,
You know, girls act hard, but like I was saying, there has been a time that I was ignoring a guy's DMs and then met him in person and really liked him. No, like seeing each other.
I want to see the footage of this last 30 minutes.
And I felt like such an idiot because then he had a girlfriend and like if I had answered his DM like the year before, he probably wouldn't have been in like a complicated situation. So I regretted that one. Like, so there are downsides to this, but chances are we will ignore your DM.
Yeah.
Never.
It reminds me of this guy I met earlier in studying Twaha that he was downstairs. I was at the reception area. And then he was like, are you waiting for me? So I'm like, no, I'm waiting for someone. And then he goes up, he goes back home, and then he comes back and he's like, yeah. So you're still waiting for this person, he didn't pick up. I'm like, okay, yeah, you didn't know, I'm still waiting. So he's like, no.
How long are you waiting?
I was like, what?
Was it these guys?
Yeah, the crew members.
Were you guys stuck in an elevator? And please, that must be the
Let me
only
just
reason.
tell you something. Ale doesn't like waiting.
I don't like, guys, I don't like traffic. I don't like waiting.
Please.
I will
And guys,
tell you,
stop doing it.
I will tell you I'm here a traffic light before I arrive because I'm not waiting. I am here. You know, it's disrespectful to people. It's rude to you to make you wait. It's rude to me to make me wait. Like, we appreciate everyone here. Why? You know, 5 minutes is fine, 10 if something's a problem. But unless you're stuck in an elevator, I'm not waiting longer than
Now
10.
we have to have conversations with guys.
Val!
So the security guy was like, he's like, no, this guy has a girlfriend. She lives up there. So I'm like, okay. What was he trying? But I was like, I wasn't even interested. But he's like, yeah, this guy has a girlfriend. She's probably going to look at you from the window and say, what you doing here?
Throw a shoe.
On one of these podcasts, I wish you guys could have like a male and a female because I really want to ask him. You know when guys hype each other up, send the message, she'll respond. I really want to know what happens throughout this process. She doesn't
Listen,
respond.
it's
Now
the
what?
same. It's the same that we do because we go through that process also.
Comfort each other.
Sorry? What did I want to ask?
When you guys
guy.
hype each other up, right? What do you guys tell each other?
Yeah.
Like, she's gonna reply, tell her these
Tell her,
sweet
you know,
things.
Next podcast. You're welcome.
Okay. So, there was one thing I wanted to mention on Val. Okay.
Oh, I forgot about it.
This is one thing about Val. So Val she holds herself very high. Listen, there was someone guy was trying his like utmost. Like he contacted me, he contacted her, he kept like going, you know. Guy, like, and yo, guys, please, if Val ignores you, leave me alone. Unless you're not buying me shoes or giving me a good like.
No.
Someone
I'm gonna ignore you. If you DM me, I'm gonna ignore
Don't
you.
let friend ask her what's happening. She don't want you.
No. Listen. This guy was literally, we live far. We live in Hout Bay. So imagine going from Camps Bay, arriving in Hout Bay. Then my sister looks at her phone. 10 minutes late, she told the guy straight up, turn around, I'm not coming. He was in Hout Bay. She told this
He
guy
was
10 minutes late
for
turn
our
around.
date, so I just deleted my location, told him don't come.
She ain't got no time for none of y'all. As she should.
This one.
Let's read our
Okay, so I'm gonna
one.
read the last one.
Eh,
Unravel these.
treat a woman good today, by the way, and then tomorrow and the next day.
And buy her
And buy a
flowers.
flower. Please, I love roses.
I love flowers too, guys.
Give her compliments. This shouldn't only be a Women's Day thing, though. This should be every day.
Yeah.
Make it a lifestyle.
I
Come
thought
on
you were
now.
going to say about men too. It's like, whoa, whoa,
Whoa,
whoa.
whoa, whoa.
We dedicate this day for us.
We need it.
No, let me not ask that.
We're the home creators.
What is the current beauty standards? Slim, thick, foot choking.
Slim thick for sure.
Let me choose a better one. Wait.
Beauty standards definitely change. I mean, I've seen pictures from 2000s with eyebrows this big and those pencil ones. Current beauty standard, I would say definitely slim, thicker, even on the thicker side.
I mean, what?
To be honest though, I think like vibe is more important, or at least that's something I take into consideration more, like someone's vibe. Like you could be less.
I want this one. We're listening to her.
Yeah, I mean,
Don't
I
get
have nothing else
confused
to
now,
say.
No,
I
I
don't
wanna.
want to. I think we should choose the best one to
This
answer
is
for
what I'm
that.
doing. This is what I'm putting it away. No, what is this one?
It's the one you don't like.
No, but yeah,
Just-
beauty
I
standards.
don't like. Oh, it's the
Let's-
same as this one.
Yeah.
It's the same as this
I
one.
really like this
It's,
one.
but it's this one.
Don't worry, I didn't feel that.
It's
Listen,
the
this
same.
one touches. It hurts a little.
It hurts. This one's too soon. Would you guys date a
Oh,
married
no.
man? Would you guys date a married man? I really would.
Date a married man.
Not date, but like, you know, I'll make him buy me a hotel room for the weekend to get away from
Like you said, I'm a blesser.
This is exactly what
Abort mission. Abort mission.
This one.
Was this a question?
Yes, it was a
Oh
question.
no.
Would you date?
Date a married man? Don't do it, girls.
Don't do it.
I
Don't
would.
do
That's
it.
the thing is,
There is someone who's going to love you and be only for you.
Thank you.
And
Oh,
you
then,
deserve
but
to
now-
be main chick.
I mean, but if you're
Wifey.
going
You
at it
deserve
with
to
the
be
energy,
wifey.
Not even just the title main chick. You should be only chick.
Okay, we can go into this conversation. Are you fine with a guy seeing other girls, like cheating?
Are these the ones you're opening?
If he's fine being dead.
Wait,
then it's
are you
okay.
fine them in here?
no, this is the first one I looked at. Okay.
Honestly,
Would I be open to
I'd like being okay with a guy seeing other girls. Like you're the main girl.
if we've spoken about it?
I
probably
mean,
would be.
personally, I'm not disturbed by that.
Okay.
I think it's just
You better put your eyes back.
I think demanding a guy to only see you is just
It's cruel.
I think it's cruel, exactly, because I think it's unnatural.
That guy's
Like I think if you acknowledge how men are, like their instincts, I think it's inevitable
Our cameraman is
they'll want
currently
to see
down.
other girls or be interested in them. And I mean, I think you're just hurting yourself because you have this expectation that they're not going to see other girls, like
You're
at
just
all,
hurting
and then
yourself.
you find out they're cheating and you cry about it. Like if you know, like that's just how men are. And I think this is what's made me be comfortable with it, is that's just how men are.
To be honest, I think it differs from person to person.
It does.
And that's why if you're getting into a relationship or whatever you're getting yourself into, I think there are conversations that need to be held. Like, you know, some
That's
men
very
really
true.
want to be in a monogamous relationship.
very true.
yeah,
and
but
that's your
by
business.
themselves.
Man.
You laugh, but
I
it's
really
true.
know some people really want to be in a monogamous
That is
relationship.
true.
Like they don't want they don't want to explore other things, and they don't want you to either. And I respect that, you know.
That is
You know,
true.
I
But at the
respect
same
the man
time-
that can easily come out and say straight up, like, I'm not okay with just monogamy. Like, you know, many people try and hide behind it, like, let's do a relationship, then they end up, you know, be honest. Like,
I think that comes though
straight
from
up.
Yeah, being honest. Then if I know that you
Yeah.
are like that, then
I'll accept you, but lie to my face.
But see, this is where the problem comes. Guys feel the need to lie because they think the girl won't like them or will cut things off if they know they're
We
interested in
probably
seeing
know
other
you're
girls.
lying way before
We
you
know
even-
you're lying. We're not asking if we don't know.
We know you're lying.
Okay.
But you bring a good point though. Talking
Yeah.
about it is so important.
Because on top of that, I would say, like, you know, just because I know myself, I'm going to refer to myself.
yeah.
I would probably be open if someone spoke to me and they were like, listen here, the whole time we were in a monogamous relationship, right? One thing that I'm not going to do is hold someone back, you know? So I'm not going to force you to be with me just, like, let's not waste either of our time, you know? But but this is just me, this isn't everyone, so let's not lose it. If you come to me and you tell me, listen here, I met someone today and I actually really want to get to know her, I would want you to that's why I said not everybody, let's not go bonkers. I would want you to get to know her because I wouldn't want you to waste my time. And if you genuinely feel like I'm not your person, if we're talking like looking for your person,
Okay, no,
and
yeah,
you feel like
dating
you've
and
met
marriage
someone,
is different. If we are married and you're coming to tell me this, brave man.
Prepare to
Jokes
die.
on you.
but you're so open to him having.
I am okay with someone having, you know, you're at
An
a club,
affair.
you want, no, don't have an affair.
So
I
then-
will stab you
So
to
then your
death.
energy is only for now, not for when you are
No,
married.
but I'm saying if you and I are married, Charmont, and there's a man and he's going out to the party and he wants to like, you know, it's what guys do it. But don't come have a girlfriend, a second girlfriend. Don't come having an affair. Don't come having like, you know, don't drag someone else on in my life, you know. Have your girl for the party, enjoy her, go. Do not bring a girl into my life if we are serious, like, you know.
I mean,
But you.
what if
opening
you
that-
want to
that
be?
can of worms.
What if you want to be 3 in the relationship? What if you don't only
Yeah.
want it to be like?
What must the
we
third
are-
one
I
do?
think this comes
She's
back.
also, you know, I mean,
What must the third one do?
It's
Can I have a second husband?
No,
do
everyone.
you? If you don't have that conversation with her, and say,
Exactly.
listen here,
Okay.
I want this female to be a part of our relationship. You find things like this.
You're
you know?
brave.
You do.
You do.
You
That's
do,
what I'm saying.
but
Speak about it, but
You have
listen,
to speak about it before.
don't come at me and say that though. I'm saying there are things that exist like this.
Alright. Personally, I think I'm very lenient on that.
And does body count matter? Guys, I haven't asked someone about their body count in like 3 years.
I actually don't care, to be honest. Like,
It doesn't.
just
I
get
used to
yourself
care
Just
about
get
it.
yourself tested
Just,
and wear condoms.
I mean,
I
why
used-
do you care? Why?
It
want
doesn't
to
matter.
know.
Like, it's not gonna change your human being.
No.
And what do you guys think of interracial dating?
100%.
I mean,
Advocate.
I am very for it. I just think both parties need to be really open.
Yeah.
Especially if you're dating and like, I mean, some people are really cultured.
Yeah.
You know,
That's a good.
some people are really cultured. And if you're gonna go into this relationship not open enough to learn about this person's culture, even if they aren't super cultured, then you're already
That is
heading in the
true.
wrong direction.
That is true. One of my friends has recently told me that he's in an interracial relationship and they're raising a daughter, and he's mentioned that one of their like struggles is coming to terms with whose culture is going to prevail. Like he thinks she should be raised in a certain way, she thinks she should be raised in a different way.
It's really difficult, me being such a product. Lol. Yeah, I know, I'm fine.
Thank
but
you,
it is
Charmont's
really-
mom.
But it is really difficult because for me as a young person already, I struggled because it was like, to be honest, the black side of my family didn't really accept me because for them I wasn't black enough. That's their business though. I'm still great. But then I was kind of, shifted more towards my mom's side of the family. And now, because I went more towards that side, people would tell me things like, you're not black enough. So I really think it's finding that balance.
We had that, but for us it wasn't white and black, it was European and African. Like, to our African family, we're just the European ones, and to our European families, we're just the African ones.
Yeah.
So it wasn't about white or black for us, it was about culture. Like, you're just too European. But, yeah, do you guys have anything else you'd like to say whilst we wrap up?
Yeah, I think with interracial dating as well, it's for our race as well, if it's your race, like, people have so much judgment because now it's like, wow, you're overlooking us. But it's not personal, baby. It's not personal. It's literally, it's your preference.
Yeah.
It's
attraction.
you just connecting with this person.
Yeah.
So it shouldn't be a personal thing.
That is true.
To end off, I'd just like to say Happy Women's Day.
Happy Women's Day!
Any last advice?
Yeah, girls.
Be the woman that you know you are. Don't let anyone silence you in any way, shape, or form. And embrace yourself because you're great.
And guys, remember, please, you can email the Cut Show if you have any questions, if you have any advice segments you want. Feel free to email them, even anonymously, or DM them, and we will do another segment on that. So thank you guys for viewing us at the Cut Show. And do you have anything you want to say?
My advice: take up space, make yourself heard, have confidence in yourself.
That's what we like to hear. We almost cut that off. Wow. I'm so dumb.
Sorry.
Be great. You are great. Be great.
And remember, Kim, watch out for the space.
Watch out for that
These faces. These are
Thank you.
amazing women.
Futurists. Thanks, guys. Have a great show. Bye.